Hello, good morning. Welcome to the meditation live stream. This is Scott. It's a wonderful Saturday, and I hope you're doing well. I have started up my live streams again, and I'm a little rusty, but I'm getting back into the movement and the routine of my streams. And I've been away for a little bit, recharging and recovering from like an unusual medical or sort of health-related item. But I think I'm feeling well enough to return and almost at my 100%. I think today's world requires an approach to life where we need to have the ability to adapt and the ability to we want a more greater understanding of ourselves and each other, and in order to do that we need to practice, and this channel is all about that, and working with our body, our emotion, our mind, and our relationships. And today we'll go for about 50 minutes total, and I like to give a brief talk, and then we'll get into the guided practice. So, as we kind of observe the world, things are in a rapidly unfolding sort of information stream. And I like to think of information as having two components. One is the actual sort of data, and the other is an energetic component, or like something that travels along with the information. And for people to more readily or more accurately interpret the information, they need to be able to process both the data component and the energy. And I think we do very well. We don't do very well with either of those. So, but we're not really addressing information very well, and we're not really addressing the energy component of information very well. The idea, I think, is to maybe have computers do that for us, or AI data centers to interpret data for us, But I think, if we're going to retain our humanity and have flesh and blood human beings still in the future, we're going to need the skills or the apparatus with which to do those things. And both the data component is not just mental information. There's also emotional information and physical information, as well as information that occurs in relationships, inside and outside. And, the other thing I wanted to say about this is the energetic component. I'm not sure a computer system would be able to work with. For example, if something happens that's like, let's say a war breaks out in an area of the world, there are people on the planet who feel the energy of that experience. Maybe they didn't look at the data yet, but they still feel the energy of the experience of the event or the thing that's happening. And so we're going to need ways with which to actually work with both and develop ourselves, like to have the capacity to work with both the data and the energy. And I think most of what we've seen so far with the advent of the internet is that things rest in the mental realm only, or mostly. I could say not 100%, but quite a bit of things are resting in the mental realm. And this is great to a certain extent, but it leaves out as I've said, the things that I've been talking about. So we need to kind of catch up a little bit, and my meditations here on my channel, I think, do that. And so, like yesterday, I've added in a small practice in the beginning for protection, which I think I've neglected, and now we'll continue to work with. So we'll start with crossing, making sure your feet are crossed at the ankles, and your hands you can bring up into your chest, and we'll do some deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Three more. Last one. Great. And then coming out of that, making sure to flick away from your body. This is very good for sort of crossing the energy and opening things up a bit. And now we'll begin in prayer position, bringing your hands together. Just hold on a second. There we go. Bringing your hands together in prayer position. And you can repeat after me if you like, out loud or quietly in your own head. It's up to you. And very good. And repeating after me. I release any thoughts, energies, intentions, frequencies, and emotions that are not mine back to Source. One more time. I release any thoughts, energies, intentions, emotions, or frequencies that are not mine back to the Source. Very good. Then, coming out of prayer position, we will now begin meditation practice, gently placing your attention on your physical body, noticing your body sensations. You can feel your body's temperature tingling and pulsing, sense of aliveness and presence. You can feel your body's contact with the earth, your connection with the planet. We can begin the practice of feeling and softening. On the in-breath, feeling your body. And then on the out-breath, softening and melting down through your body into the earth. And the softening and the melting can be like this healing light or warm healing honey that as it travels down through your body, it cleanses, heals, purifies, makes whole as it travels down through your body, collecting all the impurities and toxins, bringing them to the earth, where the earth receives those energies and transforms and recycles them. And with each cycle of breath, you get a little bit lighter and a little bit brighter. And you get a little bit closer to your body. And you melt just a little bit deeper into the earth. Very good. And then from here, if you like, you can add in a pause in your practice. And the pause would be between the end of the out-breath and the next in-breath. So on the in-breath, feeling your body. Then on the out-breath, softening, melting down through your body. And then at the end of the out-breath, you can pause and begin to notice the spaciousness of the present moment. Sort of the quietness and spaciousness of the moment. Very good. And bringing your attention up now into your heart, the center of your chest. You can feel your heart there. On the in-breath, feeling your heart. And then on the out-breath, softening and expanding your heart. Whenever we intentionally move into our heart space with awareness, there's always a sense of tenderness and warmth there. beautiful things about our hearts is that you don't have to make your own heart beat. Your heart beats on its own. It moves the blood throughout your body without your will, without your willpower. And so there's like a kind of appreciation for our hearts that keep us alive with the work that it does, so that we may do the things that we do, even while we're fast asleep. And coming in contact with your emotions, you can notice what's present for you emotionally right now. And without trying to change your emotions or push on them or fix them, just noticing what it is that you're feeling in the shared space. You could be feeling any of the 5 main cardinal emotions, like points on a compass giving your life direction. You could be feeling anger, sadness, fear, joy, or shame. And just noticing what it is that you're feeling. You could also be feeling numb, which is another valid emotional experience. Excellent. And if you like, you can add in a pause to the practice here. So on the in-breath, feeling your heart space. Then on the out-breath, softening and expanding your heart. And then at the end of the out-breath, you can pause and kind of notice the warmth in the vast open field of your heart. attention up now into your head, feeling your head on the in-breath. And then softening in and around your skull on the out-breath. You can, if you like, breathe in to the third eye space between your eyebrows or your crown, the top of your head, whichever feels correct for you, and just feeling and softening in and around your head. Excuse me. And coming in contact with your thoughts, you can notice how busy or active your mind is. And without trying to get rid of your thoughts or push them away or sort of make them disappear, just allowing them to come and go across your mind. And if you do notice that you're actively thinking, you can always returning back to your body, returning back to your spine, sensation of your body for grounding and anchoring. And from here we can add in a pause like we've been. And the pause can be at the end of the out-breath. So on the in-breath, feeling your head. On the out-breath, softening in and around your head. And then at the end of the out-breath, you can pause. And it's almost as though your whole entire head disappears and the vast open sky is resting gently on your shoulders. before we move on to the next technique, we're going to practice tree breath, which is a fan favorite. And tree breath is like pretending you're a tree. And so the bottom half of your body is kind of like the roots of the tree. And then the trunk of your body is your torso. And the top of your head is like the leaves of the tree. And so on the in-breath, you breathe and feel, sense in an upward direction, sort of like drawing up through your roots. On the in-breath, up to the top of your head. And then on the out-breath, feeling back down. Sensing down through your body, back down and into the earth. Breathing and feeling in an upward direction on the in-breath. And then back down in a downward direction on the out-breath, back into the earth. Very good. And then from here, we can gently open our eyes. And opening your eyes, but keeping your eyes soft. We'll take a moment together to appreciate the work that we've done with our eyes closed. And very good. And from here, we'll practice in the relational space, the space of outside and inside. So every relationship has this quality of outside and inside to it. And it's very important and useful to learn how to sense into those areas, those domains. So on the in-breath, feeling around you, the space around you. And then on the out-breath, feeling inside you, the space inside. tension creeps into the practice, just remember you can always soften on the out-breath. You can always revert to the practice of feeling and softening. It's a great way to remain a little bit less influenced by tension and pressure coming from inside or outside of you. It could be useful during the practice of feeling in the relational space of outside and inside to look at something that Mother Nature made, like a landscape or something outside your window, rather than a screen. And this is due to the resonance that we have as human beings with nature, because we're quite literally made from the planet. And so that which is made by the planet also, which is a little bit more closer to Mother Nature rather than your screen, is very useful for feeling and softening and opening up to the dimension of outside and inside. Great, and from here, if you like, you can add in qualities to your practice. And the qualities are kind of like these feeling states of love, compassion, gratitude, forgiveness. And you can pick one or two or all of the qualities, it's up to you. And you can just practice sending and then receiving the qualities. So in the in-breath, feeling love, compassion, gratitude, forgiveness around you. And then on the out-breath, love, compassion, gratitude, forgiveness towards yourself. You just practice sending and receiving the qualities. from here we can set our prayers and our intentions for the day. I'll be quiet so that you can do yours first. May this work that we do transform our life, offering up healing and blessings, and ripple out into the community, transforming our culture and our systems. Amen. Wonderful. Thank you so much for joining me. Have an awesome Saturday, and I'll be back again tomorrow, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye.